readers, book lovers, and storytellers. Welcome to another session here in Readers Magnet's featured author interview. My name is Leah, and I am your host for today. And with me is one of the Readers Magnet's featured author, and of course, one of the most valuable author we have here. Let's all welcome Rose Ann Forte, author of the book "The Plans He Has for Me," a 12-week daily devotional for freedom from alcohol. So today she will be sharing to us what this book is all about, her being an author, and of course, what inspired her to write this book. Hello, Roseanne. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm awesome, Leah. How are you?
Doing great as well. Thank you so much for asking. You know what, Roseanne, this is the moment that we've been waiting for, and I am very excited to know how you started this book. And I am pretty sure that you're fans too. So here, do you have your book with you right now? Can you show it to us?
I do. There's the book.
There you go. Uh-huh. Okay, that's
I'm
great.
not good at this camera stuff. Yeah, okay.
No, you're good. Thank you so much for that, Roseanne. So here, I wanted to start with the title. Can you share to us what this that mean? I mean, how did you start this book? What's the inspiration behind you writing this book?
Yeah, the inspiration comes back quite a few years ago when I was going through a really difficult divorce, and I'm a
Mhm.
Christian, and I was, kind of reading Jeremiah 29:11, and God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And I was in a bad state. I was drinking heavily to
Mhm.
try and cope with it. And I'm like, what plan could you possibly have for me, God? So that is where the title comes from, really out of a lot of despair and just later recognition that there was a very good plan for me. And all I needed to do was get out of my own way. So, yeah.
I see. You know what? Such an interesting story, Roseanne. I like how this book is also intended to, let's say, help individual, from changing their bad habits to create a new healthy ones. And not
Mhm.
just that, it is also stated in your book to really, how to have that new life. Let's say reflections, journey, path, and perspective of caring, and of course, also giving importance for yourself as a child of our one and only God. Now,
Right.
in this book, Roseanne, can you also, give us a bit of information? What happens within this 12-week period? Let's say, how can people prevent themselves from being so dependent?
Well, let's start with the first question, like what happens during the 12-week period, because it is um, very organized in terms of what it's supposed to do, because you need 12 weeks to really see what's possible. A lot of people
Wow.
just go, January, dry, what is it, sober October, and they go all out for 30 days, or let's quit for Lent. But they're not getting the full effect of putting alcohol to the side. So we want 12 weeks to accomplish some things. And in the first 4 weeks, it's just an adjustment. It's
Mm.
it's some coping skills and just staying the path and documenting the things that are getting better in your life. And then the middle part is picking up. It's processing like forgiveness of self, forgiveness of others, because a lot of people drink because of
Mhm.
sadness, grief, or problem situations. And so there's a forgiveness component, and there's also a, oh my gosh, you have all this time now. You're not drinking, you're not recovering from drinking, you're not thinking about quitting drinking. What are you going to do with your time? And so it's kind of a look at your God-given gifts. And
Wow.
have you always wanted to sing? Have you wanted to do art? What haven't you had time for? And it's just kind of picking up and doing something that you kind of always thought you had in you, but
Mhm.
you're too busy checking out of life. And then the last part of the book is really uh, a documentation of where it came
Mhm.
from and where I'm going, and giving more of that hope. And
Wow.
It is because at the end of 12 weeks, we ask people to choose, right? Because we're making this about choice, not about a victim to a disease or a disorder. You get to choose.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get people really clear on how life used to be, how life is, and now you can choose a path. And so we're empowering people with what it could look like. Yeah.
Wow. Now, that being said, Roseanne, I also wanted to, have, we wanted to know, how do you want this book to also impact readers, especially the ones who are also struggling with bad habits? I mean, how do you think that by that spiritual awakening, how will it contribute to living a healthy lifestyle? Connecting from bad habits personally, and then shifting into something that would also makes them driven more to God.
Yeah, it really is a book about hope and not despair, because I think when we're drinking, we do go to a place of despair. I know I certainly did, and I coach a lot of people that
Yeah.
are into despair. And the plans he has for me, that title embeds like God has a better plan, right? it,
Mm-hmm.
it, it is there when you get out of the way of some habits that are really costing you, they cost you in relationships, they cost you in your health, they cost you in your productivity. And we like to tell people, like, what's possible when you put that to the side? What's possible? And then we make a place where they can dream and have it be okay to dream, right? And see what's possible. And that's what I love about this. It's not it, it's it's really not about making people feel guilty. It's actually getting rid of guilt and shame and being proud of their choice to live a life of alcohol freedom, of freedom from alcohol. So that's hopefully
Mm-hmm.
that helps.
Wow, such a wonderful words coming out from your mouth, Roseanne. You know what, Roseanne? Listening to you, I can really tell that this book of yours is very useful. And I'm say that it's not just for someone who is, struggling to know their worth, to know who is Jesus, what's their purpose, but this can actually be used to all aspects in life. Such an amazing creation.
Yeah, thank you for noticing that. It's actually a lot of the reviews I'm getting on it are pretty consistent with that. Like, wow, this is written for alcohol, but this can be used for all my bad habits. And I love
Right.
that. I love that.
General.
When I was writing it, I realized that that was possible. And a lot of times I do put in your bad habit.
Mm-hmm.
Many times I'm saying substance. So it's definitely interchangeable with drugs. But my expertise is alcohol. But the reality is this is a process for changing all bad habits. It really is. It's still the same process. What is it costing me in
Mm-hmm.
productivity and joy and relationships? Putting it aside, documenting how life gets better without the habit, and then feeling the power of the Holy Spirit within, and knowing there's something better on the other side of the habit. So it doesn't matter what the habit is, it's still the
Mm-hmm.
same process.
Yeah, it's same process. Now, Roseanne, I wanted you to take this opportunity to give a message to those people whom you also wanted to discover your book, and of course to those people whom you've helped for this book.
Yeah, for the people um, that want to discover it, I just want to challenge them. This is 12 weeks. It's not that the rest of your life. And I think that's a really safe place for people to start, because the brain can't acknowledge forever. And the reality is people choose alcohol after the 12 weeks, but then they come back to me and they go, well, that wasn't such a good idea. I had it so good, right? And they come back and then
Right.
they do it again and they go, yeah, I got this. Um,
True.
and then for the people that have completed the program, it's kind of like, wear this as a badge of honor, and be proud that you are choosing something that makes you happier, that gets you more connected to people, that makes you more productive. I mean, there's a financial consequence to this too, right? You're saving money on the habit, but the productivity and the relationship aspect generally turn into a higher paycheck is what I've
True.
experienced. So yeah, and I always, I do have a lot of conversations with people on the back end and go, this is your choice, because I want to empower them, not make them a victim, and be proud of your choice. And that is what we're shooting for. And that's how they move forward.
Wow. You know what? I wanted to really say thank you so much for this book, Roseanne, because me personally, I love the devotion that you have for, of course, for our one and only. It really makes this book an inspiring and beautiful work creation. This is truly inspirational, Roseanne, and thank you so much for gracing with us today. All
Oh,
right, everyone. Roseanne Forte, author of the book, The Plans He Has for Me, a 12-week daily devotional for freedom from alcohol. Again, her book is available in Amazon.com and, of course, her website. That's going to be www.theplansehehasforme.com. And you can also download that for free. Again, thank you so much, Roseanne Forte. As we say it here in Reader's Magnet, we share your story with the world.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.